Welcome to the indices, and here we're looking at the S&P 500 just on the larger chart here on the 4-hour chart. We were looking for a move back up to 1850 at the 61.8 retracement level of the previous wave down from here to here. It's moved past that, and on the intraday it appears that we have a little bit more to go in this particular structure from this current low here up to here. Little 5 waves needs to be completed there. So we need to look at two other counts, and the first one is this particular one that we've got here, which is simply what we call a flat correction in Elliott terms, which is 3 waves here for the A wave, 3 waves here for the B wave here, and then 5 waves in the C wave here down through here. So we are looking for the 61.8 retracement level from the A wave here back for the B wave is pretty much where it is now. But as I mentioned, that's not kind of completed there. So this is one pattern that we need to look at, and the other pattern, of course, is that will we be seeing an impulse wave straight up through here? And that's possible as well. So we would need to look at this as the 1, the 2, 3, 4, and 5 through to here, then an A and a B and a C back, and then further up here because of this 3-wave structure here. So we've got two counts in play. And I know it's annoying, but at times that's just the case. Sometimes it's simple, and other times we need to wade through the different counts. So let's just go in and have a little bit of a look at this here. So yeah, look, as I mentioned, this can be counted as wave 1 up to here, wave 2 back to here, and looking for wave 3 up here into this area through here. The idea was to go long above the 1850 support here, and there was quite nice support in here as well in terms of the retest back into the 1850 area through here. So nice tested support back in there. Just bring that back in there. So it's moved up, it's come back and tested it, and then it's moved off again. Normally you can use the group 1 here. I know that's a bit small, but it's a micro level here. So group 1 is always number 3. So finding support on number 3 here is always helpful using, and also group 1 within here, 1, 2, and 3. But look, the current situation here is that we can see that we've got this move up here and this move back. So we would have, we'll be looking for a little 5-wave structure up here, which would take us up into the 1872 area there. So still a little bit more to the upside there. We've only got 3 waves up here. So it's just not complete as yet. So that's got to play out here further. I'm just trying to pick up this. So the 3rd wave's not quite complete here. So we've got 1 here, an A and a B and a C for 2, and then this is, I'm not quite sure in there. That looks like a little 4th wave in there. So this is still not completed here for the top of the 3rd. So take us to 1865 for the top of the 3rd, a correction across here, and then further up, so the 4th wave here. And of course this would be the same for the Dow Jones. I also want to point out too that on the daily that this is it's even at these current prices, it's still overbought, oversold. So even here, this market here is still oversold, and and it can move up higher here. So just keep on the side of the strength there. And normally what we find is that if the market can make it back into group 2 here and stick in there, then the chances of moving up, they're higher, are definitely on the cards. And also the 1872, the 72 is also always critical, and support on that would be the confirmation of it going higher still, and that's that really. So, and the same with the DJ as well. We couldn't really turn bullish on the DJ unless we had support on the medium level here, the 16,500, and it needs to be tested as well. So a move above it and then coming back down and testing it. And that will take a little while. That could take like sort of, 2 sessions to do that properly. So in the meantime, we need to align this up with the same count that we've got for the S&P 500. And that's a Elliott flat correction, which is not 5 waves in the A wave, but 3. And then we'd be looking for an A and a B and a C here, and then 5 waves down here to complete this larger A, B, and C correction from here and then up from there. But we need to be mindful of moving straight up here. But like I mentioned, we won't miss it, because if it does there, we'll be looking for a support, and the support would look like this. It would have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then a corrective pattern across here, and then it would be looking for support after that. So it will take a little while to build up, but using one of these reference points here to add to positions. And also little group 1 within above 16.5 there. So it will take time to get to develop. It can touch it in the next section and then be sold off, and it's a process to get through it. So you'll know it when you see it. The DAX and the European markets are slightly different. The bigger picture here, I'm not sure if I've got it here. Right. I mean, I find this a little bit this is sort of what we were looking for here in a larger sort of triangle picture, but this move down through here is in 5 waves so far. So, yeah, look, it's a little bit, as you can see, it's in the correction, and until we're clear on what the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 are doing, it's a bit tricky here as well. But just coming back in here, we do have 5 waves down through here, so we should get a counter trend in 3 waves at minimum. So this little move up through here, we should have a look at a moment. That's in 3 waves so far, but it could turn into 5 waves up through to here. And while it's maintaining support on top of minor group 1, the 9,300, then it remains positive for this section here. Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky to say much about it, actually. The pattern here is that there is 5 waves up to this point here, then we've got a correction here, and then we've got 5 waves up here. So it basically can be an A and a B and a C wave coming into this high just here, because this is 5 waves here. This is actually 5 waves to here, then back, then 5 waves to here, 3, 4, and 5 here. So that could certainly be a top there. Otherwise, it's still a larger bullish pattern to the upside, and that would mean that that this is still sort of impulsing to the upside. And that means that this would be wave 1 or the A wave, wave 2 or the B wave, and then this would just be up for wave 1 to here, and wave 2 pulling back. So wave 2 will be in 3 waves, so we can expect an A and a B and a C wave, and that would pull back 61.8% of this little wave 1 here. So it will come into this little area here, so that's the support there, but we can see that there's support. Whoops, lost my little number there, but not to worry. We can see that support is in this block here. So yeah, 92.72 is always important. Just going here a little bit further. Yeah, we can see it here on this chart here. So in this little 5 wave sequence to the upside here, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for wave 1, back for wave 2, up for wave 3 in 5 waves, 4 and 5. So this is all of wave 1 here, and 92.72 is the support here. It's in 272 is stronger than 72, and the same with 772. I know I repeat that a lot, and people probably get a bit sort of over it, but there's always new people that are looking at this, so I need to mention it. But yeah, so this little structure here would need to play out as a 3 wave correction here as such, and obviously probably pull into here, but at worst down through to here, but not below here. Otherwise we've got a bearish picture from that point. So if we're going to short the market, we'd want to see a move through here, retest here, reference point here, and then shorting it if this is going to be the top of the market as an ABC correction that I just mentioned. Otherwise we'll pull back into here, and it's good if we can come below the 93, because then we'll want to look for support here on 93, and then you would scale in through group 1 here to 10, 20, and 30 through here. So this is the place that that you'd need to look for the trade. And 93 is a top of minor group 1, and it's the balance line currently at this stage. And group 2 here was the support, and group 1 here is the resistance, unless it finds tested support on top of group 1, which would be 93.30. The FTSE's in the same boat as well, but in its own way. We've got more of a bearish pattern here. We've got the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave here. This is what we were looking for. So it can move lower from here. If it finds, it can, because the Dow's just and the S&P and it's got a little bit more to go to the upside. Well, then this can also push up as well. But even if it pushes up above the 6600 there, it still needs to find support on it. So it needs to find retested support on 6600. And if that's the case, then you need to go long from that point. But as I mentioned, it's always, there would be a move up, there would be a move back. This is your reference point. There would normally be sort of a three-wave structure here, so you can take the second one here. If that's the case here, you have to wait to take out one of these highs here, if that's the case. Otherwise, you'll be looking to go short. And to go short, we'll be using the 6572 area here as a retested resistance here. So that's what you'd be looking for there. So it's not just enough to spike down through it. You want that move down through it, then you want the retest. And if you've got volume, then you want to be able to read the volume. So on the retest, you want lower volume on the retest. Then you know that it's confirming the price action of weakness, and you'll see further downside. But once again, at these prices here, this market is still oversold and can certainly move higher, and that is the current trend for it to the upside. The Australian market, right, we've got a bigger picture here, just bear with me here. Okay, where were we looking for here? So look, in a bit of a nutshell, we were looking for the 61.8 retracement level, which is at the midpoint 54.50, which is there. So that's what we're sort of looking for there. Just clean this mess up. That's what we're originally looking for. We're looking for an A and a B and a C. Now, this move up through here counts as 5 waves, but it's not finished, and that's what we're going to be looking at here. So from wave B here up through to here, we're looking at this as wave 1 up through to here, and then we're looking at this as wave 3 here. So wave 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 4 back into here, and then we're looking for wave 5 up through here. Now, the wave 5 here, do I have that on a 5-minute chart? No, I don't, but we can look at that in a moment. But look, essentially wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. That's sort of how I see that. So it can fail from this point here. And yeah, so so it's kind of in line with the other markets, with the other indices. They're all slightly different. But look, while the market's above the 5400, we have to remain positive. It is also still oversold at these current prices as well on the daily. So it does have space technically to push higher. The trend is higher. Even though we have a bearish count, we need to get evidence that there is a bearish count, and as always, we would need to see 5 waves down from some particular high, and of least of this structure here. So we'd need to see 5 waves over, over sort of 30 to 50 points at least. There's some NAB information, quarterly business confidence report coming out at 12:30, so that's something that could shift the market a little bit at that time, because it'll be on low volume at 12:30 as well. Alrighty, well, I think that's it. So cheers.